So it's like, it was just disrespectful to see. And I understand at the same time you're losing tens of millions of dollars.
Look, we got to watch out for all these vultures, these snakes, these salamanders, these sidewinders, hey.
So now that Wendy Williams is no longer financing her ex-husband Kelvin Hunter's lavish style, it seems like real-life problems are chasing him down the street. And it's reported that this man is having more financial issues after being dumped by the mistress he fathered a child with during their marriage, and he's currently sued over 5-figure debt by his bank. In a very expected turn of events, Kevin was hit with a lawsuit accusing him of refusing to pay up on his credit card bill. Well, knowing his love for squandering, it should have happened sooner or later, and apparently, karma is not going anywhere until Kevin suffers enough for everything he had done.
Okay. Oh, you thought I was going to cry?
I don't know. She just paused for a long time.
She didn't have you a candy right No, because I was going to laugh.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. In today's video, I'm going to spill the details of Kelvin Hunter's tragic financial prospects, but I guess it wouldn't come as a surprise to many of you that this man is over ears in debts after being dumped first by his ex-wife Wendy Williams, and now, reportedly, by his baby, Mama Sharina Hudson. So, I'm gonna make you wait. So let me get to the juiciest part of this story straight away. So, UBS Bank filed a civil suit on June 26 against the 50-year-old who applied for a Visa signature card back in 2014. The bank now says Kevin breached the deal by failing to make the required payments. And guys, this is 5-figure debt we are talking about. And it seems like Kevin is not happy that his dirty laundry is being aired in the public again, and the details of this financial woes are known to everyone.
That they could have took a different approach at trying to salvage the situation.
But we already know from the recent updates that Kevin is basically doing a backyard sale, trying to get his hands on as much as cash as possible. I already told that he was selling his house, and apparently we all underestimated the depth of his financial troubles. Now, with USC Bank claiming that Mr. Hunter didn't pay them a single dime since the start of this year, while they notified him that he owes a total of $20,176 plus attorney fees on January 23 and again on March 1. However, the bank never received a payment because Kevin spent all this money on Sharina.
Family and your family's involved, you're not going to be as nice when somebody's trying to shortchange.
Now, the suit states that defendant has failed to make the minimum monthly payments by the payment due date, as required by the card member agreement. Now Kevin knew about the growing debt since the start of this year, but blindly chose to just ignore all payments, probably thinking that money would magically appear in his pocket. Even having $20,000 debt on his credit card, this man didn't moderate himself. And apparently, if he manages to sell the lakefront home he had once shared with his baby mama for $1.2 million, he would be able to pay off this debt. Now, you probably know that after the divorce, Kevin was getting $250,000 from his ex-wife, Wendy.
That's not my problem. I know that my child... My alimony for all three of them is on time every month.
But apparently, he didn't save a single dime for a rainy day. Kevin has been battling for his alimony since November 2022, when he first informed the court that his monthly allowance of $250,000 had stopped in February 2022. He requested the court order Wendy's financial guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, to make payments as contractually required under the MSA and severance agreement, because he was struggling to make the ends meet. But much to his own shock, he only wasted more money on attorneys because the judge denied his petition. But if you think it stopped Kevin from wasting the remaining resources and find a job with a steady income, well, this is not the man who would humiliate himself with ordinary employment. As one person commented, it's crazy that after all these years, this man doesn't have another viable source of income, especially after how he treated Wendy, the ego, the entitlement, the narcissism, the audacity. And another user added, Kevin needs to sell his assets, pay his bills, rent an apartment, get on the bus to some job interviews. Now Kevin is scrapping the rest of his panties because his debts are only growing, and it was reported that he sold 2 luxury vehicles to a company called FlexWealth, Inc., which allows people to take loans against luxury items and assets. And while Kevin is trying to deal with all his financial issues in secret, the truth comes out, and this man is mad about this negative publicity he gets from the press.
Been a lot of misconceptions and negatively printed and wrong.
Now, while Kevin Sr. is as sly as snake, and he clearly got himself into a huge trouble with all these loans and credits, it seems like his son didn't inherit this squandering trait from this man. And he's more like his mom, honest and open about everything. In his rare interview with the U.S. Sun, Kevin Jr. defended himself against accusations that he stole from his own mom. The story of Kelvin Hunter Jr. facing an avalanche of financial issues hit the headlines right at the moment when Wells Fargo froze his mom, Wendy Williams' accounts, and the poor boy was evicted from his apartment. Well, Wendy couldn't do anything at that moment, and apparently, Kelvin Hunter Sr. was thinking that his son exaggerates the level of his financial woes.
He's doing great. He's probably still living better. He's blessed. He's probably still living better than most.
As young Kevin stated, his dad basically stopped doing his duties as a father and chose to focus on his own troubles and debts. So little Kev found himself in a precarious situation, with his mom in a sober house and his dad living an opulent life with his longtime mistress. So in August 2022, he spent $100,000 on his mother's American Express card, and only recently he has explained what this money was for. According to him, it was the only way for him to help his mom. The Amex was the only source of paying for things after that, especially when it came to doctor's appointments and private planes to get her to and from appointments in New York. It looks like after Wendy's account was frozen, Amex was the only salvation and the source of money that Kevin Jr. could get, and despite what many people thought, he used this sum on his mom's bills, not to get a luxury bag or vehicle. Well, coming from a wealthy family, Kevin Jr. is well educated in terms of how to use money, unlike his greedy dad who abandoned his family in the moment of need.
You don't need as much. I don't care how much we've been blessed with. Yes, we worked hard. We both have worked hard to provide for you, and you're a blessed child.
So it feels like Kelvin Hunter was also trying to deprive Wendy from the access to healthcare because he decided that his financial issues were way bigger than anything else. And, well, Wendy had $20 million on her account, which she, of course, couldn't use freely because of that ridiculous financial guardianship. But what makes Kevin Jr. sad is that his dad basically forced him to survive on his own. As the 22-year student mentioned in his interview, they had also locked me out of my school accounts. So anything that I would normally be able to pay for on my own through my school accounts, they had locked me out of, so we had to use the Amex to get through. I don't know what's the saddest in this story, Kevin's total neglect of his fatherly duties, or the fact that he kept demanding more cash for his own needs while his firstborn was struggling to make the ends meet. However, as Kelvin Hunter said, his son was already spoiled by Wendy's generosity.
She obviously went way above and beyond because of her and her security issues that she has to purchase this apartment.
So, poor Kevin Jr. was torn by the media for spending the hefty sum of $100,000, and he found himself in a situation where he had to defend his position and even explain where all this money went. And knowing that this young man usually prefers to keep a low profile and do not display his parents' wealth, it's quite believable when he says it was all to help pay Wendy's bills. The reality of the situation was I have never had a reason to go behind her back to buy something that I would want. If anything, she'd offer to get things and I would say, "Mom, that's a lot. I don't post on Instagram. I don't care about those things. I don't care about being flashy." Well, unlike his dad, who was only trying to weasel his way out of this gruesome financial situation, Kevin Jr. is a true son of his mom, honest and caring, and he doesn't need to lie about where this money went. And despite what his father says, he wasn't stealing from Wendy to feed his ego with luxury purchases and basically went broke himself when all this happened.
You know, the banks froze everything up. Yeah. He was not in a position to pay $10,000 a month for an apartment.
Ooh. Now, Kevin Jr. may change his opinion about his dad forever because apparently this man was only caring about his own wealth and troubles. Many fans are expressing their support for young Kevin, saying that he's a good son and would never take advantage of his mom. As one person commented, "I feel for the son. I never believed he was taking advantage of his mother financially. I hope that he is able to finish school." And another user added, "I never thought her son was stealing from her. She always made sure he had what he needed and wanted. There was no point." Well, at least there's one man in this family who is respectful and honest enough. And what do you think about this, guys? Will Kelvin Hunter find another way to squeeze more cash out of Wendy? Or should he actually start looking for an employment? And did you ever think that Wendy's sons was stealing for her? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about Wendy's family drama. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon